Let's go to the complete summary of One Piece Chapter 1118. After the intro, hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have the complete summary of One Piece 1118, but first, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And well, let's go to the video. More details of the chapter by myself. Very short chapter of 13 pages. The title of chapter 1118 is Be Free. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 8. Yamato leaves the flower capital while eating a bento. The chapter starts where the last one ended. We can see that the ancient giant robot is sinking under the sea after Warcury's attack. It thinks about Joy Boy while sinking. Ancient giant robot. Where are you, Joy Boy? I thought you were here just a moment ago. After that, we can hear a little bit more of Vegapunk's message, only his voice from the special den Mushi. Vegapunk says, the name is, then we can see some reactions around the world about the interruption of Vegapunk's message. In Arabasta, we see Koza and Toto with other citizens. We see Koza, who remains silent with the famous 3 dots. Arabasta citizens say, assassination by someone? He talked about sins, didn't he? Could it be that he was erased by the world government? No way. Did you guys forget that Vegapunk was held hostage by Straw Hat Luffy? Obviously, the pirates are to blame. Cut to Whiskey Peak, where we can see Mr. 9 and Miss Monday and their son with other citizens. Whiskey Peak citizens say, no matter what kind of sins he committed, I can't imagine that the world government would try to kill the world's #1 genius over them. In Dressrosa, we see Rebecca and Leo talking about Luffy. Leo says, so it is Luffy land after all. Rebecca says, of course not. Back to Egghead Island. York informs the 5 elders that there are still 2 Vegapunks remaining, Lilith and Atlas. York also says that punk records will continue to grow even after Stella's death. The 5 elders decide that their next priority is to eliminate the remaining Vegapunks except York. Luffy, Dory, and Brogy reach the shore and jump to the Elbaf ship, joining Bonney, Sanji, and Frankie. The Marines say the Giants are just too strong, but they can't let them get away when they brought many battleships from Marine HQ to stop them. Bonney turns Vice Admirals Bluegrass and Doll into little girls, and the Sea Beast weapon that Bluegrass was riding too, allowing the Elbaf ship to set sail. Doll says, curse you, Bonney. Bluegrass says, I feel ashamed of my current helplessness. What an absurd ability. Bonney says, wouldn't it be a big issue for you if I got away, Marines? Luffy greets Oimo and Kashi, who is almost KO due to Doll's attack from the last chapter. Sanji contacts Nami to tell her they have successfully set sail. Nami tells Sanji they're taking off too. No news about Zoro, Jinbei, and Miss Juro in this chapter. While Luffy is in the kitchen eating all the food he can find, Mars flies to the Elbaf ship and shoots a beam from his mouth. 3 giants put up their shields together to block Mars's attack, but part of the Elbaf ship still catches fire. Suddenly, Luffy returns to Gear 5 form and gets out of the ship to fight again. Luffy's power makes the sea and ships shake. Luffy talks to Bonney. Luffy says, Bonney! Bonney says, Nika! Luffy says, let's go together! You want to punch these guys, right? Bonney says, it's impossible, I can't do it. Luffy says, I don't really understand your power, but I know you can do it. Bonney remembers when she first met Luffy on Egghead and how Luffy told her that he looks like Nika when he is free. Then Bonney thinks back to Kuma's flashback when he promised in front of Ginny's grave that he will raise Bonney and uses Toshi no Mi power to change into Nika. Bonney says, Distortion future, watashi ga ichiban jiu mirai. Distortion future, the future where I'm most free. Luffy says, Hiya, ya, hiya! Way to go, Bonney! Bonney says, I did it! In the epic final double page of the chapter, we can see giant Bonney in Nika form, with the same pose Luffy has on the cover of One Piece Volume 106, along with giant Luffy using Gear 5. Luffy is laughing like the first time we saw Gear 5 in Onigashima. Bonney's transformation is exactly the same as Luffy's. White clouds floating around her neck, white and curly hair, white clothes except her sash, eyes with ring-like pupils. Marines and Giants are surprised to see them. Giants say, "What is that? Whoa, there are two Nikas." Marines say, "Are those white giants?" Warcurie and Jupiter sense a weird presence, so they are hurrying towards the Elbaf ship. Luffy and Bonney are ready to face Mars. Mars remains silent with the famous three dots. Luffy says, "Let's go!" Bonney says, "Yeah!" In the final panel of the chapter, we see that the ancient giant robot activates again under the sea. Ancient giant robot says he's here. End of chapter. No break next week.